Hey guys, Pug777 here, and today I'm going to be explaining why I think, in my opinion, Fer.al should have a player-driven economy. I decided to make this video since no one has really discussed this topic, and it's super interesting to talk about. But before I start, it's time for comment of the week. This comment goes to, drumroll, Chili Toe Beans AJ, and they said, "Your videos just make my day. Just because of your videos, I know everything there is to know about Fer.al. Thanks." Thank you so much for that super nice comment, and now let's start the video. So, a player-driven economy is an in-game economy driven by players. Pretty self-explanatory. An example of this would be trading, like in Animal Jam. The player gets to decide what they want to put on trade, and another player gives what they think is fair for that item. Using Animal Jam as an example again, the diamond shop would not be a player-driven economy since WildWorks gets to decide what they want to sell at what price. So if you understand the idea, I'm now going to discuss a player-driven economy in Fer.al. I think it is crucial for WildWorks to implement a player-driven economy for many reasons. Number one, it makes the game seem more alive and interesting. It gives you an extra reason to go out and collect those ingredients, knowing you'll most likely get a sale with someone no matter what. Plus, in a game like Fer.al where resources are easily obtainable and items are super customizable, it would make a player-driven economy extremely useful. I even think the addition of an auction house would be super cool. A player could set the base price of an item and people could bid on it for what they think is fair. Furthermore, it would create some sort of rarity system in the game. It may not be as prominent as it was in AJ, but it does make the game a little bit more fun and enjoyable to trade and collect items. My third reason to why Fer.al should have a player-driven economy is that it makes the community closer. Having this type of economy makes people interact with others. Plus, people would post about it on Instagram and YouTube, which would further enhance the community. Now, this does bring up the issue of scamming, but I do think in any type of economy, scamming will always be relevant. However, I've tested Fer.al's trading system, and I could say it's pretty safe and reliable. But who knows what will actually happen. I also have some responses on this topic from people on my Discord server. The first response comes from Ajazu. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Anyways, they said, "I personally think a player-driven economy in Fer.al could be both bad and good depending on how players would grasp on it. On one hand, if players wouldn't value trading as much as making friends or making characters, it would be kinda nice, as you can spend much time on getting this item and you get a sense of pride finally getting it. As long as players don't value it over most things, as you may guess, on the other hand, it could go the same path as AJ, with players whose point of only playing is getting rares and items. It's also very hard to get good at the system. There are many new players who don't know how to get those and possibly even scam other players with normal items." That's my thoughts about it. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, and I totally agree with everything you said. There are definitely good and bad sides to a player-driven economy, so thank you so much for bringing that up. Next up, we have a response from Enchanted Animal. "Hello, I would like to share my opinion on Fer.al's player-based economy. I disagree that Fer.al's economy should be solely based off trade. I feel like it would be more exciting if players could work hard towards quests and get cool items from them. It would be interesting if some sort of currency was implemented into the game as well. We could use that currency to buy some items in the shops. We don't want Fer.al to be too similar to Animal Jam because it's not. At the same time though, we have to remember that these Fer.al players are coming from Animal Jam into a more mature game. Many players will be used to having a currency. Also, many games have currency, so I feel like having a currency would be ideal. Thank you so much for sharing, and I'd like to add there is a currency in Fer.al and they're called likes. You can use them to buy items for your avatar, house, dyes, and much more. If you want more info on that, then check out this video. Okay, finally we have a response from Colton, and they said, "So for the in-game economy of Fer.al vid, I'd like to share my thoughts. I've actually been thinking a lot about this, so I'm pretty happy someone's gonna be speaking up about it. I honestly really think Fer.al will and should have a strongly player-influenced economy. I think the concept of collecting ingredients to craft our own items and enigmas brings some new things to the table that weren't as big as in Animal Jam. I think that for sure demand for certain items and ingredients is gonna be a bigger part of determining an item's worth. But I also think it should be kept in mind that certain ingredients still might go in and out of season. I could almost see some kind of system where some special plants will grow in certain seasons around the holidays. Obviously to celebrate Fer.al's in-game festivals inspired by what's going on in real life. Not to compare it too much to Animal Jam, because I know Fer.al's going to be a vastly different game, but similar to the seasonal events with specific prizes. One theory I have keeping in mind, the Expanse is supposed to be a constantly changing and shifting landscape, is that maybe you can run into special areas specific to certain holidays where new ingredients will grow and be available for harvesting for a short period of time. maybe seasonal chests with event-specific prizes inside. Overall, I'm just pretty excited to see the game and its community develop by itself. And I have the feeling WildWorks will keep the theme of communicating with its community and hearing the players' ideas and criticism. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, Colton. I agree with everything you said, especially with adding seasonal ingredients to the game that are only around for a limited amount of time. And on that note, I'm going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to show your support. And as you probably know by now, I have an active Discord server where we speculate about Fer.al, Animal Jam, and other topics. So join if you're interested. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay epic, stay awesome. Bye!